Okay, folks, we're going to be getting ready in 1 second.
Welcome to the Edge Ready Rooms.
Okay, I believe we're all set. Happy Valentine's Day, everyone. I am Josh Beister, owner of Game Wisdom, and welcome to another episode of Game Wisdom Examines. This time I am playing Odyssey. This is the last game from developer Ace Team, who are known for making very unique titles with a very interesting art style. They're probably more famous known for Xenoclash, which was pretty much a first-person brawler in like this very amazing looking world. So, this Odyssey came out last year, and I reviewed it back then, and I liked it, but I didn't really love it. I felt the main problem was that there wasn't enough content in the game to justify repeated runs. And part of that has to do with the game's progression mechanic, which we'll talk about tonight. So, let's get going. Okay. Now you have 3 different characters. She's more of like a combo-oriented character. He's the heavy, slow one, and she's more about range. I like her just because you can chain her moves together pretty well. So, the general concept of the game is that this evil sorcerer is basically taking a nap. 1 second. What's going on? Did I accidentally do multiplayer? Okay, let's try this again. No co-op. Okay. Alright, so as I was saying, the game the general story is that this evil sorcerer has fallen asleep, and he's so powerful that his nightmares create all these monsters in this dungeon. So you play as one of 3, I guess, dream creatures who are trying to wake him up and thereby end the nightmare and help the town out. So when you start the game, originally you only have 1 area unlocked, but since I've been playing for a while, you actually have 3. Each area basically starts you off deeper in the dungeon, but forces you to take on harder areas first. All the areas are procedurally generated. Now if you look on the map on the right, you can see 2 like red marks. They're like skulls. Those are boss fights. Now bosses are entirely optional. As you can see, if I just take the harder route, it will be a lot easier. I won't have to deal with those bosses, but we'll start with a normal one just to show you how the game plays. Oh, and we actually got a hidden boss, which is not good because I haven't played this game in a while. I gotta get used to these controls. Okay, dodge, attack, grab. Now what's interesting about the game is that despite the 2D look, the game has a lot in common with fighting games, with how you can chain moves together and cancel out moves as well. We have our inventory there. And 1 second, so I'll make sure we are still streaming. Everything looks good there. Yep. Okay. Let me get back here. Okay. So now, normally when you start the game, you can just go right into the dungeon, but because there is a boss, we have to deal with him. Now, special moves are tied to either just tapping the special move button, going up, or down. And you can cancel out of moves, as you can see when she turns white for a second. And that gets rid of those 3 blue orbs you can see to the right of my stats. They'll regenerate if I'm not doing anything. Okay, we got dodge. Oh, let's not forget about mana. We can use that later on. But first, we gotta deal with this boss. Ooh. Now you can chain enemies and also stun him. Oop. But because this guy's big, it can be sometimes hard to get him. Ooh, fire. Come on. Doing the age-old tactic of jump kicks. Okay. Now some of the combat is a little sticky, I found, but they have been altering it. You can cancel that. Yeah. Now there weren't a lot of bosses in the game when I first played it, so I'm curious to see if they have done anything else. Let's take him down. He's almost there. Oh, talk to him. Yeah, he's more powerful. Huh. Let's try it. So mana can be used to absorb boss enemies. I can actually turn them to my guys if possible, but I have to hit them with the attack. Okay, let's see. Can we get this to work? Yeah, got him. Alright, for beating him while hitting with a special attack, I get his soul. So now I can turn into that boss. Nice. And every enemy in the game has 3 special moves. Again, down special, normal special, and up special. As you can see, he also has his own health bar. Now, as long as I don't die in this form, I can keep playing. So it's important to try making damage while playing as our lion friend. So, let's go into the dungeon. Or into the abyss. I'm so used to playing Darkest Dungeon. So, here we go. Area difficulty is easy. So that means the game procedurally generates a very simple level. There's not going to be a lot of enemies and not a lot of traps. Okay, this is a hidden area. If I had an ice weapon, I could break that open. Always want to break these things open for money. You keep money between runs, so you don't want to blow everything on one run. Okay, a sword, and I can use it. Oh, no, I can't. Okay, the area just went black. Just indicate that I'm now in a arena fight. I gotta kill the enemies or last long enough. Okay. Oh, he poisoned me. If you hit enemy long enough, his shield breaks. Okay. Again, up. He has a sword I could use, so now I have a poison attack. Well, we better switch to our lion friend to take some of that damage. Lion is really powerful, and you can do this little trick to any enemy in the game, including the final boss. But the only caveat is you need to have high enough health to do it. Okay, now this guy is really slow, but he has a lot of health. There we go. Poison's gone. Enemies drop like little health bubbles there, so I can pick them up. Okay. Oh, and this is a hidden wall because it respawned when I slashed it. So what's in here? Chest. Good. Fire resist. And another sword. There's my boss, living creature. Okay. Now this is the checkpoint shrine. I can actually take resources in and set a checkpoint, but I don't really need that. And I can configure my skills. You can see here you can have 3 skills anytime, but you have more skills you can put on. So if I put this into up special, now I do like this little uppercut slash. But I like the spin because it lets me stun enemies and I can chain it really well. So we'll put that back on. And these are skill modifiers you can attach. And the more of a single type you put on, it scales up. So I think that's good. Let's see, another secret wall. Now the little mask guy right here is the current boss representation. If I get far enough in this one, I'll explain it. But for now, that just shows us what we're going to be dealing with. Oh, someone tried to shoot me. Where is he? Come on. Now, I know some people can get like really crazy with their combos. And grabbing is really important. If you can get the guy, that is. Okay, come on. Okay, these guys aren't too bad, but there's going to be a lot more nasty things as we get further down. Okay. Now, every level has the same basic layout. You have to just get to the bottom of the map. Use a key here. Oh, it's a mimic. If I had enough mana, I could actually try to take his soul. But he's not too tough. Switch back to normal. Oop. Now, one thing that you'll find in this game is that range does kind of have the advantage a lot of times. Okay. Come on. What I'm going to do is I'm going to heal. Did I heal up? I think I did. Okay. This should be the way out. There shouldn't be another fight. And we don't need to worry about him. And we're going down. Now we're going to go through more areas just because we took the easiest path. Okay, more chests. Hopefully we'll find a shopkeeper. This guy, you can give him money to get experience. And your experience does stay with you with each playthrough. And as you go up, you'll do a little bit more damage and you'll get more health. Okay. I want to generally just keep trying to move down, because I know that's where I will eventually end up. Okay. Try to up juggle the guy here. Now he is poisoned because my weapon does poison damage. Again, I don't want her to die, or I'll lose living creatures. So I want to preserve him. I mean, preserve her as long as possible. Make sure to pick up these little, looks like apples maybe, for health. If I find a shopkeeper, maybe I can get some health potions. The game tries to be a platformer as well, but there's not really like a lot of platforming to go for it, and a lot of characters are so unwieldy, it's kind of hard. Okay. Now one guy that I like is like the small skeleton guy. You can really chain his attacks, and he's just very annoying to fight against, which is good when you're fighting the enemies with him. Okay. Finish her, and then we'll grab the health. Another chest. Okay. And mana, we just want to keep collecting that because I can then use her special to grab another enemy if I need to. Okay. One nice thing about poison is it also stuns enemies for like a brief second, so you can use that to like get around or get a good attack in. Okay. Let's take a look at the map. Now I can actually cross over to the harder areas if I want to. But I think I'll keep going down, see if we can figure out who that boss is on this first row. Okay, another easy one. And as you can tell, the content of the game doesn't really change between rooms, for my sake. And I think that's one of the major things with the game. So they were kind of hoping for more content, but I'm not sure what the developers are doing at the moment. Okay, Charm, that's a good one. It causes enemies to fight someone else, or they'll stop fighting me. Okay. So now that he's charmed, he's gonna go attack his buddy. Now there is like a little heft to your move, so you can't just go crazy with spamming with attacks. Now just like with a fighting game, as long as the enemy is in the air, you can keep connecting with them. Now when you play on Nightmare mode, enemies will just keep attacking, they won't wait for you to finish their friends. Okay, not bad. We have enough for a special attack. Okay, this is a pit. I don't want to cross-X, so I fall and I will take damage. Okay. Come on. Yeah, you want to try to avoid jump attacks. I mean, come on, why won't you change? There you go. Now I'm using a gamepad, by the way, while I'm playing, and I guess, again, I still find the controls somewhat clunky. Like, there's definitely like a short delay with all my actions. Okay, little guy here. He may give me something. Okay, treasure. And there's the exit. Now, how far are we from the boss? 3, 7. Now, those question marks are basically little arena fights where I can get another soul. Now we're in a hard area, so we should be fighting more enemies, and it should be a little bit more difficult. Okay, a shopkeeper. I can choose to fight him if I want. So, ice, that will freeze enemies. Plus experience. There's a soul I could buy. And there's a camp token. Let's take the sword. Could really use some more health. Okay. Okay, this guy right here is actually a new fight. He was one of the things that was added with one of the patches. I'm mauling him. Okay. Now, because this guy is big, his attacks can also stun, or he won't be stunned while he's fighting, so he can get his attacks off pretty easily. Come on. And there's quite a different variety of enemies here. So we got quicker enemies like these, projectile-based ones, and then there's larger ones like this guy. Oh, finally, there's some health. There we go. Much better. Okay. Oh, and now we have a special fight. This is basically a mirror fight with one of the good guys. Or like Nightmare version. Now I can actually take his soul if I want. Let's try. Okay, as long as it hits him, he'll be set up to for me to take his soul once he dies. If I can kill him, that. One more hit. Come on. There we go. Now he's dead, and I can take his soul. There we go. So this is basically like the demon version of the regular enemy. He's very high damaging, but he's also very slow. I mean, look how slow he swings his sword. I'm going to stick with our heavy guy. So we'll take him. And we'll go down. Okay, now we're back to an easy area. Okay, let me check this out. Okay. You can look like the art design in this game is really great. Each area has like this great look to it. And this goes back to the developers' roots. They're a Chilean development company, and they use a lot of the art styles and themes to sort of blend into their games. Now we have a guy down here, and a flame sword. I can actually just avoid that fight. Doesn't make sense. Experience will come just from regular fighting enemies. Okay, that's a little trap up there. Okay, he is frozen in midair. You gotta be really careful when fighting multiple enemies like that, because they will try to hit you all at once. So let's turn to our big guy. This must be like an air attack. This guy is so bulky, it's kind of hard to get him around. Okay. And let's finish their buddy off. Can I use that sword? No. Okay, more fighting. I kind of wish, as you can see, I wish that the level environments were a little bit more varied. It's not like the Binding of Isaac where you have all this variety in events and situations. The procedurally generated engine is not as complex, and there's just not a lot to do. And again, I think they weren't banking on so many people wanting to see the additional content. They felt that they could get more time out of it, and I think that was just a mistake. Okay, was there someone else over here to fight? Yeah, let's get him out. I mean, the game isn't a bad game by any means, but it just doesn't have the legs that something like The Binding of Isaac, or even like Invisible Ink, or any other randomly or procedurally generated content game has. Okay. There's just not a lot of character progression. Okay. Try to get this here. The green is a poison antidote. Okay, another soldier here. Okay, there's a camp token, so I can use that as a checkpoint. Well, let's use it here. What the hell? Okay. Okay. Now, if I can survive one more area without dying, I should be able to beat the arena fight and get full health. Want to keep checking these walls. Okay, we have a treasure chest. Okay. Take him out. Can I use this? No, they want a gold key. Should be another fight coming up. There's some health. I don't want to use that here though. I want to see if I can survive enough to get to the arena fight. Okay. There's a gold key. I could run back up, but the game really is just about how quick you can get through these dungeons. Okay, those little fireballs filling up are damage. Now there's a guy who's helping me out because I placed the camp token. Okay. Now they have altered like the timing for attacks since I last played, but it still doesn't feel that much different. Okay. Might as well help my buddy out. You can sort of dodge like that. And the fighting game parallels just with all the moves and like the canceling is good, but there's just not a lot of special moves. Since you can only equip 3 at a time, it's not like a fighting game where you can really play around with all the characters' moveset. I think I would have liked to have had the special moves like just integrate into the character and then just have different ways of unlocking them. Okay, hidden shopkeeper. Not good. Huh, not bad. Increase that. I could fight the shopkeeper for money. Let's take it. Okay, now is this the special room? Yeah. So now what's going to happen is I'm playing as another one of the characters. If I can beat this area, I'll get his soul, and more importantly, I'll get a complete fill up on life. But it means I have to fight as this guy. Now each character has different moves, different attack timing. So to the game's credit, this is like the most interesting part, is how all these characters play out. Okay. As you can see, this guy's all about fire damage. Oop, just got uppercutted by this big guy. I mean, this is like the part that I think is the most impressive. Is that they can give every character in the game essentially its own different moveset. And there's a multiplayer option that sort of plays out like Smash Brothers, where you can choose a character and you basically just wail on each other in these types of environments. But again, it's not really what I would have wanted for this game. I want more of the roguelike feel, more variations. Man, this guy is taking a lot of damage. There we go. Now he's dead. So the area is done. Now if I die here, I just move on with my old stats. Now I'm back here, I have full health, and there's the character's soul. But again, having this boss soul on me is really nice to have, because it's a complete crapshoot of when he shows up in the first area. Or actually going to show up in any of these starting positions, but it's, again, you won't know that until you play. Okay, there's that camp guy who's helping me out. Yeah, this is attack. Her little spin is one of my favorites. So it hits everyone around her. This makes it a lot easier. And that skeleton up there, he's the guy I was talking about. He has a lot of motion-based attacks, so you can really chain them together well. Okay. Nothing up there. And there's just not a lot of like items in the game, not a lot of weapons to use. Okay, let's get up there. I'm not sure this is a mirror fight or an actual boss. Let's see. Who is it? Okay, another mirror fight. So now this is basically my mirror. Yep, there she is. She's got the spin, and she also has a projectile attack. The projectile is one attack that I could take, but I chose to focus more on melee. So again, there's some strategy into what special moves you take, which is nice, but it all just sort of ends up in the wash. Okay. Now, enemies can block, like I said, but a grab will go through a block pretty easily. Okay, almost got. Yeah, you can cancel. You can go into attacks from getting up by entering in the attack at standing. Okay, bad weapon, so I don't need that. Alright, I think this area is where we'll fight the boss. Oh, no, wait. It's another one of this. Okay, as you can see, different enemy. And again, this is like the nice part. Each one of these guys just functions differently. I can actually do like a jump kick in midair. And I like that, but if the roguelike design doesn't work, then your roguelike isn't going to be great no matter how interesting the combat is. Okay. Now the game tries not to be about button mashing, but when you have all these guys together, you kind of just forced to button mash. Okay. Again, another great guy. He's definitely more movement oriented, but ooh, yeah, I'm almost dying here. And this is the other problem, because range is so key. When you have a character who doesn't have a lot of range, it's very hard to close the gap, because a lot of attacks will interrupt you. Only large enemies can get around that. When you see a large enemy attack and he flashes red, that means he's being interrupted. I mean, he's avoiding the interrupt. Okay. Now again, I could take another enemy's soul. No. Not as good as that. I might as well buy the health vial. Now I have close to 80,000 gold, so I can be very free with my money. Okay, nothing. But when you start out, you have nothing, so you have to go through a lot of runs before you get to this point. You should be fighting. Yeah. Oh no, wait, that's my friend again. There you go, 10-hit combo. Sort of like a E Honda's like slap attack. You can just keep doing it. Okay, almost got her. There we go. Gotta avoid those icicles. Man, another mini boss. Oh no, wait, this is an actual boss. This is one of the new bosses that was added. This is actually the boss from the first Xenoclash game. And he was added in as sort of like a Easter egg, but he's an actual challenging fight. As you can see, he's just wailing. But okay. Okay, maybe I'll try to grab his soul. Okay. Oh no, he's level infinite? I guess not. Yeah, can't grab him unfortunately. But we can finish him pretty easily, hopefully. There we go, he's dead. Got some gold out of that. And we're going down. Now, as you go through the game, you go through like the grass environment, then ice, and then there's fire. Well, the levels are procedurally generated, but again, there's just not a lot of variety here. Every level's about the same thing. Get to the bottom of the floor, and then you're done. Okay, got a little trap here to avoid. Just want to keep collecting gold. And there's not even really a strong reason to play the game at the higher settings. I mean, on the higher starts, just because you're eventually going to end up there anyway. It's just for getting to the different bosses. Okay, might as well use a health potion. And it just feels like the developers were trying to do a lot more with Abyss Odyssey, and it just either they ran out of funding or they just ran out of ideas. Okay, we got a lot of guys here, but we killed one. I'm not sure what is happening. Okay. And you can get sort of stuck in enemies like that. Oh, I know. Sometimes if an enemy attacks, sometimes attacks can cancel themselves out. Okay, almost got. I leveled up again, so that sort of increases my health and my damage. There's the cam guy. I was wondering where he got to. We should be able to open that chest, no problem. Oh, another mimic. Mimic was another guy who sort of added in. They're very about high damage, but they're very slow. Okay, where are we? Okay, so 4 more areas, and then we've reached the boss. Anything good? Oh. Gotta avoid that fire. Okay, what's in here? Oh, another health. The icicle killed him. Okay, so we're in the final grouping, I believe. I think it should be a fire area. Okay. Kill him. As you can see, ice is really nice just to be able to stun lock enemies. And there's a little trick. You can slide in, cancel out of the slide, to then do another special attack. Great way to bridge the gap and then quickly do damage. Okay. Gotta be careful of spinning blades. And another mirror fight. This should probably be with the third character. Yeah. So this is a character. She doesn't do a lot of damage, but she has such a long range with that trident. Ooh, just been cursed. You know what? Let's go. One more hit should do it. Okay. Again, new area, but the level design really is not changing. Still the same basic thing. We are fighting a few different enemies, but nothing like Binding of Isaac or Darkest Dungeon with a huge variety. And even then, because your moveset is so limited, it still limits how varied these bosses can actually be. Or how varied you can fight them. Okay. Now the game does offer online multiplayer. You can play this co-op, which is great. Oh, don't have the key for that. The silver keys are for opening up shortcuts. You can see them sometimes on the map. They basically let you bridge over to another area. Oop, got hit there. This guy is definitely paying for himself just because of distracting the other enemies. There's definitely another like old school element, you know, like the old Double Dragon, Final Fight type games. So you can use one guy just to keep the other ones off you. Now, how far are we away? Alright, 2 more and then we're at the boss. Break these open. I believe the boss is like level 75 last I checked, so I won't be able to take his soul, at least not for a few more playthroughs. Nothing. Okay. This looks like it's a hidden area. Yeah. Get rid of freeze for 5 more points of health. I mean, 5 more points of damage. Maybe. Yeah, let's do it. 5 damage. And plus this charm we're wearing offers bonuses to charm. So, might as well go for it. Ah, damn. Okay. And it's just like not really a mystery of where you want to go. You just want to keep finding the path that takes you lower and lower. If the exit port was like in a different place each time, that would be a different story. That last poke of death wasn't really needed. Little juggling there. Okay. Use that gold chest. Not sure what that thing was doing up there. There we go. And here we are again. Alright, 1 more level and then boss. This is probably a secret room yet. You can sometimes tell by how the map in the bottom right displays. Okay, what does he have? Ooh, lots of fire, but 2. Nah, not worth it. And fighting the shopkeeper doesn't even do anything. It's mainly for experience. You can take his soul, but it's not like you get an item for beating him. So again, it's just like another like wasted effort of the roguelike design. It's not like Spelunky where there's a huge tactical element behind going after the shopkeeper or not. See, that charm is paying off nicely. It's distracting the enemies as well. Okay. We can just ignore him. Oop. Doesn't matter. Our living creature can win us everything. Okay. Another key, but there's not even like a lot of rare stuff in the treasure chest, so it's just more and more like wasted opportunities with Odyssey. Okay, now we're at the boss. Okay, what I want to do now is get as much health as possible. There's one final skill selector. Okay. Well, since this is the boss, we might as well go all out with health. Okay, and we should be fighting the boss on this next drop. Okay. So, what makes the boss so interesting, the mask he wears, as more players beat the game and it gets uploaded to Steam, the boss's mask will crack. And when it completely cracks, he turns into a new form and becomes a little harder. Okay. So originally it was just this one fight. There wasn't his buddy there to help him. Damn fishes. I don't know why fish. I guess that may be something to do with their background. Okay. Flap the wings for victory. Like there's like no real like advanced like moves in this game. Like you can't really dodge out of a lot of attacks. Oop. Now if I have my other guy who's faster and more combo, this fight is actually pretty easy. But because the living creature is so bulky, it's kind of hard to get around their attacks. But he's so strong that it doesn't really matter. Now when he dies, I'll just switch back to the other character, so it's no biggie. Okay, so now I'm back to normal. Now he resists the charm because obviously he's the boss. Yeah, oh, he's only 70, not 75, so 4 more levels and I could have taken his soul by beating him. So now as you can see, I'm a lot faster and it's a lot easier to hit him. So like speed and range are like the 2 biggest factors when fighting these enemies. Slower guys may do a lot more damage, but if you can't even get close enough to hit the guy, it's like, what's the point? Okay, the first one should be dying now. Okay, and now for his other buddy. There we go. So now he's dead, but there's one more part of this fight. I gotta smash the mask. Okay. So this was another addition after everyone broke a lot of the masks. Come on, stop. Not exactly tough after fighting his 2 buddies. Okay, where's... oh, machine gun. Okay, mask is done. Okay, so what happens now is his mask breaks a little bit there. And the idea is that he goes to wake up, which dissolves the dungeon, and we get sent flying back up out of it. And then for winning, we get to basically do it all again. But we keep whatever our stats and weapons we had. So now, if I want, I can start at Sacramentinos, and I can skip a whole lot of levels. And this is again another issue, and this is another wasted opportunity. There's no difference really between going from one level to another or one game to another. It's not like the level design's going to change or there's new enemies. It's all built around this mask breaking mechanic, which I should be able to show you. Okay, yeah, let's get out of here. You may get a black screen for a minute because there's no way to actually see the mask from the start of the game. So you can see the mask right there on the right hand side. Now that was a different mask. It showed the progression. And I like the game. I want to reload it back up 1 second. Yeah, like I said, the only way I can show it is to exit and come back in. So 1 second, we'll get back into it. Okay. So there's the mask. Now, there was a different mask when I was playing it, so now that means that the game should be different. There should be more stuff going on. So, let's give the developers, I guess, one quick benefit of the doubt and see how that's different. I'm going to play as her, and we're going to take the hardest path this time because I want to get down to that boss as quickly as possible. And after this, I think we're going to call it. Just because there's not a lot to show. So, she has a lot of decent range attacks. She's not as strong as the other characters, but range is such a nice thing in this game that you can get around it. That little jellyfish following her plays into one of her special attacks. One of her special skills can send it out and pull it back. And it's another nice little fighting game idea. So we could buy some souls here, but we shouldn't need them. Okay. Another great art direction. And here we go. Now the mask has, I think, what we're up to in terms of the overall game is either the 5th or 6th mask breaking. And I don't know, to be honest with you, what that actually means. I know they've added in that boss from Xenoclash, but I didn't see a lot in terms of new enemies. Okay, oop, got frozen. Come on. There we go. Now, the 3 special attacks, you can bind them to any of the 3 commands. So it's not like you must do the up attack with the up special. That's just for me, make it easier for me to recognize it while I'm playing. Now, she is also lower level. The other character was level 66. This is level 44, which is why I do a little less damage and I don't have as much health. So if we go here, well, we have the devil playing a violin.
If I accept your gift.
We all make deals with the devil. I know you're
And let's make a deal with the devil. What the hell?
Here we go.
What's going to happen? He's going to give me something, but at the cost of I will have to fight him later on. And again, look at this. I have 4 skill points, but I can't really put them to use with any of these 3 skills. And if I want, I can really just rebind the skills. So there's like no reason why I should be having more skill points when I'm only going to have a max of 3 skills at once. If there are more ways to affect my character, I could see a point for that. Okay. Flying frozen fish. Now she's a lot slower, but I can do a lot more in terms of her range with her trident. And her up attack can hit behind her, which is really great if you kind of miss the attack. I just leveled up again. And when the game does get more into like that fighting game mentality, it's pretty damn good. Okay, yeah. Okay, I got a little bit of experience for spending some of my gold. Not a biggie. But there's just not a lot here to make each play different. And I would love to ask the developers about what was the inspiration behind this whole mask unlocking thing, but I tried to send a message, I never got anything back. Alright. This shouldn't be as long, because again, we basically skipped 4 levels of having to do them, because we went the hard path. But again, it's not really a hard path, because it's only the difficulty is based on what each section's area difficulty is. It's not like the hard path naturally makes it harder. Now, I will say though, if you're watching this and thinking, oh, this game is really easy and all that, when you do play the game on Nightmare difficulty, it is a lot harder. But it's more to the limitations of the fighting mechanics than to actually challenge. Because enemies will attack you quicker and they can get around your attacks more, it's a lot harder to target one without being targeted yourself. It's not like the enemies get more complicated like in a game like Ninja Gaiden Black or God Hand. Okay. I think we're fighting different enemies on this run. Okay. Oop. I'll return the favor. And again, if you can get them alone, it's a lot easier. And you can't block once you've been hit by an attack. You have to block beforehand. Yeah. Sometimes the grabbing doesn't feel as reliable as I would like. Now again, I'm not doing as much damage because she's more about range than single individual attacks. And this is why I would really want to take the soul of another enemy and use them as sort of the bronze of the operation. But maybe I'll find a shopkeeper and get a soul that way, or a new weapon. Now her basic attack doesn't have the range. You want to press forward when you attack so she stabs outward. Again, another really useful attack. Just she's all about that getting the range around these enemies at the expense of damage. Now I could take her soul if I have just a little bit more mana. Okay, come on, come down here. There we go. Another easy area. Alright. One more fight should give me enough mana to be able to do a soul absorption. Okay. Poking. Come on. He's blocking. Oop. Now that guy would have been good to get his soul off because he's a heavier character. Oop, don't want to fall into the pit. And we have another mirror fight. Okay. So again, this is the mirror version of the slow guy. So he doesn't have range, but he just hits a lot harder than everyone else. But as long as you can get the first hit, and plus with this range, you can exploit that a lot easier. And this is sort of another limitation of the combat engine, is that slower but stronger guys are punished more because they have to get closer to do damage. Okay, let's try to take his soul. Okay, got him. So we can see how different it is by playing as him. Yeah, let's see how slow I'm moving. Okay. Now I was only able to pick up that trine because I was playing as the other character. Oh, that's such a slow attack. You can see I'm moving a lot slower too, which makes doing the platforming a lot harder. Just threw him to his death. Well, might as well keep doing. Oh, he may throw me. Yeah, so this is his like charge attack. I think that canceled. Yeah, it went through his shield, which is good. Yeah, so you saw how quickly I took those guys out once I connected. But if you can't connect, then you know you're not going to be able to do much there. Come on. So okay, I think this may be a boss. Yeah, boss. This is the other boss in the game. Good thing I have a character on me. So slow. Hope he grabbed me in midair. When you saw the enemy flash red like that, that meant that he was still attacking through my combo. Or through my attack. Okay, he's summoning his little horse friend. Each time he does that hand raise, it summons his horse. So if you're close enough to him, you can get through and just get a quick attack off. Again, the increased damage is nice, but it's just not enough to mitigate the fact that he's so slow. Okay, one more hit should end him. Good. Now he's dead, and my reward was a mana potion, so I can use that. And I think that was actually the only other boss in the game, because we fought the Xenoclash guy last time, and this guy was the same one. So through some strange bit of luck, you guys got to see all the bosses in Abyss Odyssey. Normally it takes several runs to see everything. Okay. I might as well switch to slow guy. Chaining the different special moves, I think that's a nice feel to it. It gives it more fighting game side. But again, your moveset is just so limited to begin with that it just hurts the whole proceedings. Okay, guillotine. Okay. Another guillotine, but we can just avoid that. And again, just from watching these two plays of the game, you can see how similar all the levels are. Ah, there's our devil man. Now I can actually take the devil's soul too. if I had enough mana for it. Let's just take him out. And again, it's another one. This is another example of a fight that you've seen it once, and that's it. There's no real difference between fighting him and doing it again. And again, this very agile guy has the advantage because he can attack me through my attacks. But I can't do the same to him because only a few attacks in the game let you go through enemy moves. Oop. Come on, let me go. Up, he fell through a pit, and that killed him. But I'm close to dying too. Now, when you die, you have a emergency action. If you can get to a campsite, it will recover. Okay. Got a lot of gold. Okay, this should put me... Yeah, so now I can take another enemy's soul. Okay. Is there another arena fight coming? Okay, if I can survive 2 more, then I have an arena. The gold room, if you look in the middle where Pokuro is, that's like a special like rest area, and it's also how you unlock this character, by spending all your gold there. Okay. Now, how's that? Oh, very nice. 19 points. Don't have a cam token. Now, what's interesting is that this type of level design, or this procedural general level, is quite similar to a game like The Binding of Isaac, or yeah, more like The Binding of Isaac, because you have a preset pattern that the levels are built around, and it doesn't really like get hugely varied between the different areas. Okay, wait, I gotta stop talking. I want to take her soul. If I can, I may get killed. She only hits me a few times. Okay. Come on. As you can see, again, the advantages of having this range. Oh, got me. Okay, so now what happens, I continue on as a soldier who has similar moves. I can carry the weapon, but I can't take the soul. Oh, I can't take the soul. I remember when you couldn't do that. Okay, so now I'm going to play as this guy until I get to one of the skill-changing temples. And that's how the game basically lets you retry. Now, if I die as him, then the run is over, or game over, and all that. So, if I can get lucky and find a shrine pretty quickly, we can get back to using her. Okay. I got the enemy stun lock. Okay. Okay. As you can see, they're taking their time. Let me fight one at a time. Now, if I was playing on Nightmare mode, both of them would be attacking me simultaneously. That may be an upgrade shrine up there, or a skill shrine, so let's see. This guy also jumps a lot lower than her. Come on. Is this a shrine? No, I don't think it is. But we'll just deal with these guys. There's definitely more enemies in each one of these fights, I've noticed. I wonder if that's them tweaking the game, or the fact that the mask has broken so much. Oop, he threw me. Okay. Now this flying guy right here is definitely one of the Mask Edition enemies. He was not in the original version of the game. No, this was just a regular... This is a boss shrine. So it lets you see the progress, and there's sometimes there's a weapon there. But this isn't what I'm looking for to revive. Come on. Yeah, there's definitely like that heft to your actions, which is nice, but it doesn't seem like the enemies have the same problem as you. Okay. At least I'm still getting gold, so even if this run ends in failure, I can use gold for the next character. Okay, get around that. And finding these little shrines is not guaranteed on every level, as you can see. But, okay, the next area is an arena fight, so I believe this will respawn the other character. Okay, this guy, not bad. A lot quicker. Different guys have different like projectile attacks as well. Okay. Little jump kick action. Ooh, almost got her in the air. And you can also practice with each of the characters in like a training area in the main menu. But the characters just don't offer enough difference between them to, I think, really make it worthwhile. And the game never really took off as like a competitive option, of course. Okay, area is done. And I should be back with my other character. Yeah, there you go. So she's back. I have the soul. There's that soul. And this was the nightmare version of the other character. So I think I'm going to take her because she has a lot more health and a different moveset. Oh. Okay, let's see how she plays. So she's a lot slower than the normal version that I played in the previous run, but she does a lot more damage. Okay, is this weapon better than one I have? No. Those pits do a lot of damage, so you want to avoid them whenever possible. Okay, a ghost. If I don't kill this guy, I believe he may slow me down. You can actually transition into your soul character during a combo, which is really nice. And Curse from the last game means that they move a lot slower, but it only lasts for a few seconds. So I'm about to level up again. And experience is basically stored to the character, to the main character. So even though I'm playing as her, the other one is getting the experience. Okay, nightmare fight. Nope, it's a mirror fight. Well, mirror fight with the other one. Battle the slows. So she's resisting the curse. part of me wonders if the developers were going for that Nigaha game, like the very complex fencing 2D tile, as inspiration or as a basis, because of like the more advanced moves and trying to go for more of an elevated 2D combat. But again, it doesn't really pan out. Okay, another arena fight, this time with this dude. Did I just throw a ball? Huh. And the story of the game never really goes anywhere. I go down there, fight the sorcerer, I come back up, and then it just repeats again. And I just wonder, what were the developers like? What were their end game for this? Was it supposed to be like years of content, a few months? It's just very hard to read their minds with this. I know the Binding of Isaac just announced another expansion, so that game, of course, needs another 200 hours for me to sink into. But that's a good example of the plus side of the roguelike and the randomization, because each run plays completely different thanks to the items and the different room designs. This really doesn't play all that different. Yes, I'm fighting different enemies, there's a chance of bosses, but it's nowhere near as varied as Binding of Isaac. Just like throwing that ball. Okay, let's deal with her if I can. Good. Big guy. Again, you can see that even though this guy's a hell of a lot better, he's doing more damage, I'm getting more hits off him just because of how fast and more reactive this character is. Oh, but he may just get me because of damage. Nope, got him. Alright, so because this was another arena fight, I'll get full health. But it doesn't really matter. Alright, we're in the final area again. As you can see, we got here a lot quicker this time compared to our previous run. And that's just from me taking the harder route. Or the quote-unquote harder route. Oop, those guys are a little annoying. Oop. Oop, I got hit there. I believe when they flash red like that while blocking, means they're about to follow that up a block with their attack, or they're blocking with their attack. Sorry about that. Okay, let's battle the spears. There we go. I forgot where we are exactly in terms of how far away. We should get a status update right here. Okay, we are... Oh wait, we're at the boss already, damn. Okay, secret area, let's see what's in here. No. Burn damage by the health. Yeah, you see on the left hand side, Nightmare, Katrin. That is the, of course, the Nightmare version of the previous fight. There's the Mimic Soul again, I could take that, but let's just take the health, open the chest, and get out of here. Okay. Now I'm curious if this boss is different than the last one. Nice ambient, you know, solar stars in the sky there. Now I bet the co-op of this game isn't bad. There you can play with friendly firearms, so there is a little bit more strategy involved. And that's why I used to beat the game on Nightmare mode. Okay. No.
You're master of nothing but
What? I thought this was going to be a different fight. Very weird. There was a different mask. We all saw that at the beginning of when I reloaded the game. So why is this guy the same? Okay. Now she has far less health than a living creature, but she's a lot more maneuverable, so it's a little bit easier to fight with her. And again, don't ask me why they throw fish at you. I don't know what that means. Okay. As always, if you can get one alone, finish him off. Come on. Now her slow attacks though is the main drawback. Now she'll die from like one more hit possibly, but I still have my main to use. One more hit there. There we go. Now I'm back to normal. One down. Special move. And he walked right, he was right behind it. Oh, there's the mask. It's firing. Now I can start damaging it, I believe. But let's deal with the main guy first. As you can see again, the power of that reach is just so awesome. There we go. So now he's dead. Now he's got to finish off the mask. Okay, he's going to do his little machine gun attack. Now you can get a bracelet that protects against curse. If you saw that, because I blocked just as the attack came to me, I reflected it back. Now that was definitely a new feature. That was not in the original version. Okay, let's finish this. There we go. Now he is dead again, and again we have the same cutscene. So there's the mask smashing. And what happens now is that this win is being recorded and sent to Ace Team's server so they know how many times someone has beaten the game. Okay, that's going back up. Congratulations. I mean, this whole story of the Warlock and his power to basically warp the area with his dreams, it's such a great plot, but it doesn't really go anywhere. There's a whole lore behind the Warlock's backstory and one of the main characters, which is great, but it all just fades into the background, because again, look, same exact dungeon, same exact two bosses. There's just no real replayability here. Like, look, here's like all the Warlock's background and everything involving his life. So, I mean, it felt like there's higher aspirations for the game that just never came to be. We have a leaderboard. You can see people have actually been in this game 291 times. Wow. Let's see, where am I? 18. Okay, I'm close. Alright. I think that's going to do it. There's just not a lot of meat on the bone with Abyss Odyssey, and I was really hoping that they would have done more with this game since I last played this about 5-6 months ago. Let's do a quick check of the mask one more time. Yeah, so it's a different mask, so why is the fight the same? I just don't understand it. So, anyway, we're going to wrap things up here. Thanks for watching. Tomorrow is Sunday. I may or may not have a play tomorrow. It depends on a very important podcast I have planned. If it goes through, I'm going to cancel tomorrow night's play. If not, I should be on playing a different game. And I'll rejoin playing the Darkest Dungeon Monday night. I've been having some really good luck on my other account, I beat the Wizened Hag with a party that really wasn't supposed to work. So I think I'm really getting the hang of it. I have to thank my friend Theraloon for giving me a lot of advice with the items. That has really helped a lot, and I'll talk more about that probably Monday. So, anyway, thanks for watching. As always, make sure to check out game-wisdom.com for podcasts and posts about game design in the industry, and make sure to look at our Patreon campaign to help secure monthly funding to do more of these and to improve the site. So, thanks again. Have a good Valentine's Day, rest whatever's left of it, and we'll talk to you again next time. Take care.